Terrific. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look how blurry though. You know what? At my age, actually, hold on. There we go. Hey, it's Jack and Seth.
Shalom.
Very name droppy. We are here on our Broadway Shabbat, even though Jack has never been on Broadway. But Jack, tell everybody what you call. Jack did a show called Chic of Avenue B.
I knew you'd bring that up. Oh my God. It was technically on Broadway because it played at Town Hall.
It's not Broadway on any level.
It was the best darn Yiddish musical review of 1996.
I think you would say it was the best darn Jewish musical review on Broadway this season.
This season.
It was always the most specific.
You always have to add this season.
Best darn. Hello, everybody. So I'm bringing on my special July 4th guests. I have to do our Misha Berach, Miss Rena Strober. Hi, Rena.
Shabbat shalom. Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Rena, do people on Long Island call you Rena?
Oh, my God. Michael Warwick calls me Rena. That's so funny.
I'm going to talk about my health teacher who had that issue, but I'll wait till everyone's here. Then we have Jonathan Lovitz. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, Seth.
Jack and Rena. Hey, Jonathan, what's behind you?
A little bit of art for my incredibly talented niece, Jackie. She did all the places we've lived, New York, Philly, D.C.
I love it. We're going to discuss your resume in just a second. And then we have our rabbi for the week, because he was a rabbi and fiddler, Adam Shapiro.
Hi, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Hi, Adam. So I'm going to go over everyone's credits. So, Rena, we never did Les Mis together, right? When did you do Les Mis?
I did it in 2000, 2001, and 2004.
Oh, I did it like 10 years before you. Okay, not cool. Lovitz, you did Joseph, but I did Joseph in college. You weren't in my production, right? Where did you do Joseph?
We just missed each other, Seth. Just a hair.
You didn't do the tour with Paul Castry. Which one did you do?
I did the one just after Patrick Cassidy in the orange stained coat.
Why was it orange stained? Because he had makeup?
From all the tanner. This is the tour where we had to pack a Bowflex for Patrick in the tour trucks.
You know what? I approve. I don't mind that. That's at least something healthy. Jonathan left the business to go to the government. You're working now at Human Rights Campaign as the what?
I am the SVP of Campaigns and Communications, and so fighting the big LGBTQ fight with throwing in some Jewish values where I can along the way. Get to wear my new fabulous kippah from A Wider Bridge. I love them and love this kippah so much.
Hey, I just saw them advertise. Can you describe what A Wider Bridge is? Because I love it. What does it mean?
Yeah, it's like a bit bigger, Seth.
Wait, it's like a what but bigger? Hold on. Go again.
It's a regular bridge, just wider.
For my hips.
It is for a phenomenal nonprofit organization that helps LGBTQ Jews find community, find relationships with people all over the country, all over the world, and just particularly in this moment where, we are queers against anti-Semitism, that is a great place to be.
I love it, love it. You forgot that I forgot I'm not wearing my kippah. Jack's doing the whole I'm religious, but I'm in public, so I wear baseball caps so people don't know it. That old routine.
He's lying. That's unfortunately I'm just not very religious, but I'm Jewish by what is it called?
Insertion.
Oh
my God.
What?
Family show.
Jewish by tradition.
I love
the traditions and the people.
This is my Stars in the House kippah made by made by mostly yarmulkes, which I'm obsessed with because I'm like, what else do you make? But it's not great, and it has my name on it.
They make bras?
Oh, yeah, mostly one side of it. Okay, and then Adam Shapiro, I first saw playing the rabbi in the all-Yiddish production of Fiddler, and I literally, by the way, thought you were a Yiddish rabbi.
Oh, really? Oh.
That you have like no accent. You were so Yiddish in that.
Well, thank you. That was actually, believe it or not, my 5th Yiddish show. I had been working with the National Yiddish Theater off and on since 2008. And so I was so excited when they announced Fiddler because I could finally get it on my resume.
Well, wait a minute. Do you speak Yiddish, or you're like ABBA that like sang Dancing Queen phonetically? Dancing Queen, you know what I mean?
When I started, it was all phonetics all the way. I'm from Indianapolis. I was not exposed to Yiddish growing up. By the time Fiddler came around, I would say I have a good working knowledge. I'm not fluent yet, but I'm working on it.
That cast album's very instructive. I learned traditsia. I learned, I picked up a word or two.
And I love that my one solo line translates in both Yiddish and English. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Okay, I have three things to talk about. First of all, I played your role when I was a freshman in high school, and my theater teacher had the nerve to say it was the comic lead. Okay, I didn't get any laughs. Basically saying "Let's sit down" over and over again. It's not funny. But the Mazel Tov, it was before my voice changed because I could have belted it B flat, but I had to sing it down the octave. So it was like a blessing on your head.
Oh, that's the worst when they try to make like prepubescent boys sing down the octave.
Yeah, I was terrible.
Belt, for God's sake.
Thank you. I shouldn't up the octave. Okay, my second question is: can you still sing the Papa's verse in Yiddish?
Wer Tag und Nacht, was muss ich mir nun klagen? Darf jeden Morgen bringen Bräuter heim. Und wer hat das Recht zu sitzen heute noch und haben euch das letzte Wort? Der Papa, der Tate. And I said Papa, the one
It
word.
sounds literally made up. It sounds like someone making fun of Yiddish.
Mhm.
Which gets me every time because we have I'm here in DC and we have Tata coffee shops, and every time I walk by, all I hear is you in the back of my ear going, the Tata.
I was in DC visiting my boyfriend a couple of months ago, and I found a Jewish deli that had on their menu Adam's matzo ball soup.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, really? I tasted it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Mine's still better, but
It passed the Adams test. And my third thing about that is when I was in high school, we had like a variety show every year, and we did tradition, but about the Brady Bunch. So that verse was who thinks he's cool cause he lives up in the attic, hurt his rib in football, gets heavy dates, and who falls in love with his math teacher and his agent calls him Johnny Bravo. Greg. Anyway, we did it for it was a big hit.
I'm obsessed. That's
I just
wonderful.
Alice,
Tons of people loved it.
Alice began with who goes on vacations with the family? Because remember, like, we're going to Hawaii. She's like, yay. We're like, not you, Alice. We're going. I always thought it was hilarious. Like, why is she there? Anyway, okay, so we're going to do some of these Shabbat blessings. Now, Jack Plotnick, you and I, both of us did not grow up Jewish, but now we're both into this whole Broadway Shabbat. Why are you into the Broadway Shabbat, Jack Plotnick? Because I think you watch it every week.
Well, actually, I mean, I think that with 10-7, a lot of people sort of like rediscovered their love and pride of being Jewish. And I did grow up. I mean, it was a Jewish family, but we only went for high holidays. But I was part of OFTI, which was the Ohio Valley Temple Federation of Youth. And I was saying that to Seth, I began telling him the story that I got kicked out of one of the events where we went to another city. Like I was in Cincinnati with my group of kids, and we snuck out at night and we sipped wine. We drank. And then
was it at least Manischewitz?
That's what I was
No,
asking.
it was beer. Anyway, the next day, they said, you need to leave. And you can't come to the next convention. So, but he didn't tell my parents. So when the next convention came around, I was just like, I can't go because my throat. So, yeah, but I never did that again.
You're so not a liar. You lied to your parents and said you couldn't go because you were sick?
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, I was a huge liar in high school. I drank beer all the time and oh yeah, smoked cigarettes down by the creek.
But you're such a nerd.
Fair enough.
Okay. Rena Strober, why did you leave the world of Les Mis for the preparing to be a cantor? Chazen.
I mean, I still work as an actor in Los Angeles. And I did Fiddler, by the way. I was
we all did. Oh, go on, yeah.
with Topol, Harvey, and Theodore Bickel, though. So I got
Wow,
the
what a cast.
Papa trifecta all within a year.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, were you always the same daughter?
Yeah, at Seidel. I was always
Did you belt the D? Be glad you got a man.
Always. When you sing 16 bars in a 3-hour musical, you're gonna like eat up the furniture. With
Make
that.
it count.
Absolutely.
I was model in high school and I made them play at halftime because I wanted my song longer. When I got the part, I looked at the record. I was like, why is it only this big? And everybody else's song is this big. So I literally sing it like this. What is it? Wonder of wonders, miracle. And they let me.
God.
They let me.
Topol did when Harvey came in. So our show was like 3 hours and change, and then Topol left, and Harvey came in and shaved 25 minutes off.
Wait, Harvey Firestein?
Yeah.
Topol did it. I thought Harvey only did it on Broadway after Alfred Molina.
No, Harvey came in to replace Topol after he tore his rotator cuffs from idling, and he did it too much. And then Harvey literally shaved like 20. We were out the door at like 10:40. It was like, oh.
Well, do you know the Forbidden Broadway original Fiddler on the Roof song?
I was just thinking of that.
Sing it slower.
If I sing it slow. Yes, everyone busts the slowness. Wait, so you did it with all three. Jonathan Lovitz, you're so Jewish. Did you ever play?
No, this is between you, me, God, and my therapist. This is such an issue because I did the Joseph tour, the Jesus Christ Superstar tour. I did Altar Boys a million different places. I couldn't get a call back for Fiddler to save my life. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
They've been casting Jews forever, though. You know, the Broadway productions, like Ixnay on
I know. Yeah, Jackie Hoffman couldn't get an audition for Fiddler. She always talks about that.
She talked about that backstage so much. She was like, I finally had to learn Yiddish to do Fiddler.
For real. I got my equity card doing Ragtime. I was like, oh, were you like a young Tata? I was like, I was a younger brother. They wouldn't even look at me for the Jews.
Well, you know what? You should be happy, especially in these days that you can pass. Let me just say. So, because some of us can't, especially with these last names, Plotnick and Rudetsky, we out. Shapiro, God, that's on the nose. Okay, so look, we got to start with the candle lighting. So, Adam, it looks like you have candles, but it looks like
candles.
But they look electronic. They're real?
No, they're real. They're the Manischewitz Shabbat candles.
All right, off my back.
They're kosher.
Right. Go.
Ready? Baruch atah Adonai,
Nice.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. That was beautiful. Adam, did you grow up doing the prayers?
Yep.
Wow. And where did you go?
There's a sizable Jewish community in Indianapolis. People don't automatically know this, but there is. They just don't speak Yiddish.
So impressed, though.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next prayer is the wine. And Jonathan Lovitz, since you are an active alcoholic, it's perfect.
Perfect. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Hey, my mom is FaceTiming me. Hold on, from the Actors Fund home.
Hi,
My
Ma.
friend Jeff. Tell her we're going to do this live. Hi, Mom. Hi, Nan. I'm doing my Shabbat.
I know. I was just going to tell him, aren't you on live TV, Seth?
Yes.
That's great.
Hi, Ma.
He is. Hi, Mom. Hi, Jeff. Oops.
You guys chat. I'm going to go back to my Shabbat. Good Shabbos, Mom. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, it's a Jewish mother. Okay, that was beautiful. Wait, so Jonathan Lovitz, I know you're at HRC, but don't you miss hitting C's?
Oh, that good one, Rudetsky. I mean, if it weren't for SiriusXM on Broadway and you being in my house, in my ear, in my office, I don't know that I'd have as much connection to the arts as I used to. But it is, and Seth, shout out to you and so many amazing stars who joined at HRC and so many partners at the Kennedy Center for Reclaim the Kennedy Center. That was an amazing Pride celebration. But I don't have 8 shows a week in me. My knees certainly do not. I look at like the Mamma Mia jump leaps and the stuff I used to do. I was like, that was a life ago. But you played 1776 today. I would come out of retirement tomorrow to Park and Bark John Adams. When you're ready for a very, since I'm not doing Fiddler, apparently when you need the next Guido and a 9 concert, call me. But it never leaves you. And I got to tell you, when I was in the Biden administration and even now, all the best communicators I know were theater kids. Like Josh Groban said, hire a theater kid. The product will be amazing. I work with the best communicators who are all arts kids. And we are constantly trying to find more people with that kind of connection to the arts to be in public service because you draw goodness out of people.
That young kid, David,
Yeah.
what the hell's his last name? You know what I'm talking about. He's
Yes.
a major theater kid. Well, let me ask something, Jonathan Lovitz, with the HRC. So, you know, we're 501c3, but so is the HRC.
Yep.
What can our viewers do to help the combination gay/Jewish community?
I mean, number one thing, and I think especially this week, stop doom scrolling, everybody. Take a Shabbat break for your brain, for your soul, for your heart, and find a way to get involved, because, you know, that's the thing I've loved so much about being in the LGBTQ space for so much of my post-performance career was we are women, we are people of color, we are veterans, we are Jewish, we are Christian, we are all the things. So there's no issue for anyone else that isn't ours. So, you know, find a way to make your connection to what you care about happen. And it is so easy to do that locally. If you've got, you know, you've got a phone, you've got a connection to the advocacy world, text, tweet, call, scream, do whatever you have to do. But, you know, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, mention a half, he always says the story that he grew up with all the time, you know, a parable, I think it's from the Talmud, that, you know, no one's expected to finish the journey, but no one's allowed to not take it.
Yes.
So that's very much my feel on advocacy. If all 300 million of us in America did one thing a day to make something better, that's 300 million actions towards a better America. So find your better action.
I love that idea about stop doom scrolling. I'm reading this great book, How to Break Up with Your Phone, and it's really good. And one of the first things they say is don't have your phone in your bedroom. And they go, I need it for my alarm clock, but it also means that it's the first thing you look at in the morning. And it's like, I look at these things in the morning and it just immediately devastates me. Like my day begins sad.
And I just want to recommend to people who are on Threads or Twitter or whatnot, that a lot of the people that might be bumming you out could just be literally bots or people hired to do this. In Iran, they could be Russian. So like, I just block, because in the end, I don't think I can change people's minds, although that's not necessarily true, but
I know.
But what I can do is let the people know who feel the way I do, let them know they're not alone, and maybe give them the courage to take some little step.
And you can use your own social media platform, whether you have one or, you know, Seth Rudetsky level of fans, which I'm sure is very high. You are able to be, you know, be the Care Bear stare you need to see in the world. Like flood it with your light and your love and your, you know, show tune clips or whatever it is that brings a little joy. We need more of that than ever. There will always be plenty of people posting the most negative things out there. So shift that for your corner of the world.
That's why we're doing this, because we had a meeting with the Jewish Broadway Alliance, and they said, there's so much depressing stuff. Can we just have some Jewish joy every week? And that's why we do this.
Holla.
So I love it. Holla back. Holla back. Okay, I'm going to make...
Can I add that I spent the day at a Jewish summer camp yesterday where my daughter is up here in Simi Valley. And I got to teach improv all day. And I stayed for song session where the 200 kids... I get so emotional when I even think about this. They were in the gym and they were just singing Jewish music, like American music, and there were Israelis there, and they were dancing and they were singing. And I was like, this is Judaism. Like, these are the people. This is what we're fighting for. Has nothing to do with war or politics, but like this collective ruach, right? And it just like, it made me so emotional because people forget that there are people behind slogans and ideologies. And the Israelis, they were these young teenagers that come over to summer camps all over America, and they were jumping up and down and singing, "Oh, Divo Shalom Aleinu." And they were just singing.
Oh, I love that song.
Right. And I was like, why can't the world remember like that this is it? It's humanity. And the doom scrolling just strips all of that. And I was so I just was so moved by it.
Rena, if cantering doesn't work out, you've got to run for office. You are too full of joy. We need you.
I was class president in high school.
We can see that.
Oh my God, I'm surrounded by nerds. Okay, but I still say brava. Okay, now we got to do the challah blessing. We have a delicious babka my friends brought over today, and that's going to be our challah for right now. Jack, I'm going to make you do it like you did it last week. So I'm going to cut a little tiny piece of the challah. Baruch, into the baruch, and then I can come motzi lechem. Okay, I'll have a little piece. Okay, ready, Jack? Baruch.
Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
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 Amen.
Amen. Still got it.
The
Still got
Teavon.
Got it. Yashikoa.
Yasha Koach. Okay, so Rena, I wrote down the name of people that need a Misha Berach, and should I put it in the private chat or should I text you?
You can put it in the private chat, and I've got a little list for myself from friends.
Okay, so well,
I got a lot of questions this week about who you can say a Misha Berach for. Is it someone who I have two friends losing step parents to assisted death this week, and they said, can I give their names even though there's no healing? And I said, absolutely. We hold them tightly, and we hold you tightly, because healing, everybody needs it.
It's for feeling, it's for peace, and for it's not specifically for getting better, it's for peace. All right, Rena, take it away. I'm going to mute everybody so we don't bother you.
So we hold tightly the following names of people who need healing in their bodies and their souls, and all of those around them. Reuben Medina, Yaakov ben Rivka, Aviva bat Sarah, Lior ben Malka, Herb Shapiro, Lawrence Neal, Pam Tilakit, Laura bat Avraham Vasara, the DeShelter family, Dor Eitan ben Chaim, and Bracha Toda Rabbah. Oh, someone wrote Toda Rabbah, slicha. Yadit bat Sima Chaya, Shifra bat Hena, Pesha Devora bat Mindel, David ben Nava, David Yeheskel ben Hinda, Esther Devora, Reshka bat Sarah, Elliot Jamie, Eliyahu Yunkel ben Sura, and Jason Ellis. I always add Aaron Lazar from our own Broadway community. I add the hostages, those who have come out of being held hostage, and anyone who doesn't have someone to pray for them. If you're honoring your yahrzeit, I also invite you to hold the person whose yahrzeit you are remembering and picture them at their time of full joy. And in honor of a friend of mine, a friend of ours who's healing right now, we're going to do the Debbie Friedman Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Rena, that was so beautiful.
Toda Rabbah.
And with
I have camp voice. I was yelling at camp all day yesterday.
Oh, pretty.
Camp voice.
For July 4th, do we have any wise words of wisdom, that Jewish-based or not, that we want to impart to begin this Shabbos?
Can I quote Ari Axelrod, what he did today on the Instagram?
We love Ari.
He talks about Irving Berlin, Israel Belin, who wrote God Bless America, and he pointed out from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon. He took it silent Amidah, our silent Amidah, the most sacred time on Shabbat, where we connect to our God, our self, our prayer. We put it into God Bless America on this July 4th. Please remember
Oh.
that gave us the music that is our national anthem. I just had to share what Ari did, and it's not me, it's Ari. And I just wept all morning. I was like,
if you haven't seen it, I don't know if you know this, but when for the Biden inauguration, the cast of Yiddish Fiddler, and remember, this was still during pandemic time, we did a remote recording of God Bless America in Yiddish. And Joel Gray, you know, who was the director of Yiddish Fiddler, did a little sort of intro, and it's on YouTube. So like,
yeah, it's amazing.
oh,
Thank you.
that's powerful.
A Yiddish, I love it. And Rena, by the way, another Les Mis, Scott Logsdon wrote, Rena Strober, you are a treasure.
Oh
Bless you
my
and bless all those kids who loved your improv classic camp.
They did have a good time. There was a lot of zip zap zopping.
As it always is.
Jonathan and I both on cue went.
Pass
Also,
the
Adam, I appreciated that you and I both we received the instructions from Rue. Our lip sync was ready for the Misha Bayrock. We were there. We had rehearsed.
Oh, if we were in person, we would have been harmonizing with you, Rena.
Oh my
your
gosh.
matzah. All right, so in conclusion, next week I'm going to be doing Shabbat. I think we're going to be in Lisbon. We're going to be in Lisboa, Portugal. And I know Jonah Platt is joining, so we're going to be like Portugal time, and he's going to be in LA time. So it's going to be wacky.
Oh my.
Okay, and what we're saying is, Jonathan Lovitz, you're saying get involved. How do we follow you on Instagram? What's your Insta?
I'm at JD Lovitz. I comment a ton on Seth's stuff, so find me there. But you know, I think it's also one of the most important things we can do is uplift each other. There is so much good happening, especially in our neighborhoods, that we don't talk about. And so send that to your friends and say, put this thing up. Let's share this good work. There is a lot more to give us joy than there is to give us grief right now. We just need to find it.
You're
Yes.
so positive. Adam Shapiro, what's your Insta handle?
The Adam B. Shapiro. My professional name is Adam B. because of
What's
equity.
the B for borscht?
I
Rendon.
would say different things on different days, but in truth, it's Burton. That's my middle name. It was my grandfather's name.
That sounds so Jewish. Okay,
I
Jack.
almost dropped Shapiro and was Adam Burton, but I was like, I don't want anyone to ever think I'm embarrassed to be Jewish.
Yeah.
So we're
Well, I'm not embarrassed to be Jewish, but the name Rudetsky is awful. Jack, you're just at Jack Plotnick, right?
Yep.
That's easy. No one has that horrible name. And Rena Strober, what's your Insta handle, dear?
I keep Instagram a little private only because of the anti-Semitism. But Facebook, I mean, yeah, you just have to request it. And then I try to do Shabbat videos every week talking about whatever I'm feeling, and I share some wisdom.
When are you going to finally give me grandkids? No, when are you going to finally be a chazan?
I don't know. I'm studying and taking my time. I still get to do shows. I'm doing a show with French Stewart this summer up in
I love him.
Big Bear. We're doing Stoneface, the story of Buster Keaton. So I'm still like, you know, I love performing, but I love when I don't have to work for applause and I get to work for prayer. And so I'm on the Bima almost every Friday here in LA. So I'm still, looks like a DNA thing, right? I'm
What's
still finding
your
my
what's your biggest Les Mis mess up?
Oh my God, when I did Cosette for the first time, I had my lovely lady's tooth black on, and I was so proud. I was like, I'm making my Broadway debut as Cosette. And I come out, and the Marius hits me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and I smile, and I have no front teeth.
People don't know all the leads have to play ensemble stuff. So like Eponine and Cosette play Lovely Lady. So you were still in full, come here, my dear, let's see this trinket you wear.
I was in my Cosette outfit, but I forgot to take the tooth black off. And I, like, Marius was like, oh God, do it.
Monster. Okay, wait, Melissa Erica was on, and with that final scene where she's like, oh, Papa, you're going to live. So she came out on the national tour with all, she's like serving him, and she tripped, and the glass shattered everywhere, which is fine, but they thought it was dangerous, so they had to clean it up. So as she was singing, all these stagehands came out dressed as peasants, but with a crazy Hoover. So it's like, oh, Papa, you're going to, but they were peasants in his bedroom. It like literally made no sense.
Like, can you Hoover in a different key, please? Can I get
Exactly.
like the Hoover?
I think it was like a wet vac.
Do
Anybody?
you hear the Hoover hum?
Thank you.
We used to cluck backstage before that part because it sounded like because we'd go papa papa.
You're right. That's hilarious. And Jonathan Lovitz, what's your biggest, since you're not on stage anymore, what's your biggest onstage mishap?
Oh God. So probably Altar Boys, where if I could find an excuse to fall down, I would. I'm sadly not doing the Buster Keaton musical. Would have been great. But oh my God. I was like, you know what? We're gonna make it work. Abraham would fall down.
So wait, you tripped by accident, but your subtext was Jewish people fall?
Yeah. And we get back up again, Seth. It's called resilience.
You put your shoulder behind it. By the way, the skeleton makes me look. It looks like I'm Lily George Costanza. Like I'm hiding that I'm completely bald here, but I'm not bald. But I don't know how to wear this and still be attractive. Okay, James. I have to talk to my husband privately. Okay, on that note, you guys, thank you for having a wonderful July 4th Shabbat with us. Adam, your first one. Jonathan Lovitz, your first one. You all have to come back. Rena, you're a regular. Seth, there's an 8-hour time difference. There's an 8-hour time difference between Lisbon and LA. All right, that's not so bad. So wait, yeah, that's not terrible. All right, Jack, are you gonna be back in LA next week?
Yeah.
Ah. So in LA right now, who's it? Is anyone in LA? Rena, are you in LA?
Yeah, I am.
So it's like 3:30. So it's like
3:30.
It's like not only is it not Shabbat, it's basically Thursday. Okay, well, I'll see you clowns next week. Have a great rest of the 4th of July.
Good
Shabbat, everybody.
Bye. And stream.